Hello, my name is Calvin, and this is my topic, Cetacean mother calf behavior observed from a small aircraft of Southern California. And this research focuses on the behavior between cetacean mother and calf. And they are just like us, human beings. Early developmental stages to us are as important as to them. We're not going to be healthy if our childhood would disturb, and so do the world. And that some anthropogenic disturbance might cause fatal impact on them, and that might be one of the factors that controls the populations of cetaceans. Usually the calf stays with its mother about 6 to 10 months, and during the time, there are 3 things that mothers always do to a calf. The first one is protection. It's instinctive for a mother to keep her child from any possible danger. And we'll be mainly talking about the following 2, which are backriding and paraphrasing. So the second one is energy conservation. Here we are talking about backriding, and the term backriding is not exactly riding on its mom, but in a close proximity so that the calf can easily moving forward by the propulsion of the mother. And the third one is nursing. Nursing is when mother is feeding her baby with her own breast milk. So nutrition intake is important to whatever it is if there's a baby. Here's our study objective. We see mother and calf pairs as a critical component of population conservation. Therefore, we provide some definitions about the management measures. And people could follow those measurements to minimize the disturbance. Surveying area. This is the satellite image of Southern California flight, and the observational track was extended from here, from the coastline to about 200 kilometers offshore from San Diego and north to near Los Angeles, like this. And time and frequency. This research was conducted in 2008 to 2013, 2 to 4 surveys per year, and 7 to 10 days per survey. And totally they have 18 surveys during 6 years. And in the 18 aerial surveys, totaling 97 flights, they eventually got 87,735 kilometers of observation efforts. And these are the aircraft they've been using in the survey. The left part here is called Partenavia P68, was using the most. 17 surveys from here, and the remaining one was made from aerial commander. And these were the cameras that were used. Method. There were 2 observers searched for the world by their naked eye or by taking photos. And there was positioned at each side of the aircraft and looking for the world through a glass window. And a laptop for running and collecting data and mapping software. The sighting positions was also recorded on the laptop. The observers' voices were recorded by tapping a mini microphone to a headphone earpiece that was connected to a portable voice recorder. And at normal observations where they are looking for the well, the aircraft would be in a range of 144 to 305 meters high and around 100 knots ground speed. When the mother and calf were sighted, the other two went up to 457 meters to avoid potential disturbance, and the aircraft was beginning to circle the target at radius about 0.5 to 1 kilometers for the extensive details. Here are some definitions for the terms. If an animal stays with its mother less than 3/4 BL, we'll define as the calf. And if it's about approximately 3/4 BL, we'll define as a yearling. And the yearling is a 1-year-old calf. The distance in backwarding is much closer to the mother, and the calf stays between the tail and the head of the mother. And during nesting, distance is less than 1/4 BL, and the calf's head is oriented towards the mother's teeth. And the result, there were 160 cetacean groups that were recorded, but this research only focuses on the 4 mysticete whale, mother and calf pair. And in addition, 1 pair of killer whale was recorded by only photograph. And the parent nesting happens when the mothers would stop or swim slowly so that the calf could keep up to his mom, and there's no lateral preferred in backriding and impaired nursing. No lateral preferred means that the calf was evenly distributed laterally on both sides of the mother. And the left part here would be some common data, and the right part are some interesting things that they discovered in the observation. So it might vary from each pair of whales. And the first pair of whales calves is about half of BL and has a distance of 1/4 BL to its mother. And there's only one nesting session recorded lasting for 15 seconds, and 11 times of backriding recorded, composed of 6 left side and 5 at the right side. And these are the patterns they found in backriding. The calf would lie on one side of the mother's peduncle for several minutes. So the peduncle is the posterior part of the whale, where the body goes narrower and then becomes tail. And the thinner part is called peduncle. And second, quickly crossing over a mother's back, and finally lying again on the other side of the mother's back. So if the calf starts from the right side of the mother, it will be end at the left side. And the second pair of gray whale is documented with notes and voice recording only. The calflet has about BL and had a range of 1/4 to 1 BL to its mother. And there are 3 nesting sessions recorded, lasting from 20 to 76 seconds. And there are 3 backriding composed of 1 left side and 2 right side. And the parent nesting always happens while the mother was motionless and outstretched. The blue whale. You can see the data here were similar to the previous 2, but have a longer nesting session durations, which get up to 4 to 5 minutes. And there are 4 backriding recorded that was evenly distributed. And the calf was curious about a recreational boat, so we let his mother to be all the way for several minutes. And the calf here is slightly bigger, and so is the space to its mother. There are 3 nesting sessions recorded lasting from 31 to 138 seconds. There are 10 backbiting recorded 5 at the left side and 5 at the right side. The calf was perpendicular to the mother's teat area with its ventral side up. Well, ventral side is the belly. So the calf was basically swimming upside down with its belly faced towards the sky. And the calf occasionally played with the dolphin. Here is the body of the mother. The head is right here, and the light color is the ventral side of the calf, and they'll stay roughly perpendicular position. And there are some black dots that were dolphins, and they are playing with them by physical contact. And killer whale. This pair of killer whales was documented by only photographic. And there are 2 positions found in paranursing. The first position is they'll swim parallel with the ventral side faced to each other. The ventral side of the mother and the ventral side of the calf are facing each other. And the second position is the mother swimming on her back with the yelling line on her. Swim on her back was swimming upside down and the yelling overlapping on her. And these 5 patterns are some patterns after they comparing our data to other studies. And the first one is the positions of the pairs were similar among the mysticete species. And second is there's always within 1/2 the in the paranursing and backbite. And the third one is the backbiting is occurs more frequently than the paranursing. And number 4, the durations of those behavior was similar to the few mysticete. And then there's no preference for side of the mother. So observations are useful in studies of potential disturbance or threat, and those informations enhance the awareness of critical behavior in cetaceans and the related management regulations for protecting mother and calf pairs. Thank you.
Can you show me the page you said how you observe the whales? Page 8. Same. Okay, so is this how you observe the whales, or is this the whales? I don't know this. What do you mean this page? I don't know. Is this you observe whales, or is this how the whales to migrate?
Repeat.
Can you repeat again?
I don't know. Is this the frequency how you observe the whales, or is this the frequency the whales migrates?
So he's asking whether this data is the frequency of the whales migrations, or the first options?
The frequency that you observe the whales.
Or the frequency that we observe the whales. So this is the flight of the observations, not the whales.
Wait, okay. I would like to ask, how did the researcher know the mysticete species share the same mother-calf position? How do they know they share the same mother-calf position?
How do we sure that the pair is the mother and the calf?
I'll repeat my questions again. I would like to know, how do they know those whales share the same mother-calf position, because there are several species like gray whales, blue whales, and fin whales. And how do you know that? They can use the same definition to figure out the calf and the mother's states or behavior. Yeah.
Repeat. One last chance.
Okay. There are 4 whales in your speech, right? But how can you have this conclusion that you can use the same definition to define the mother and the calf behavior? Because
how can we use the same definition in those 4 different types of mysticete? This is not mentioned in the paper, but they said they compared this research to other similar studies that is also study on the whales. So it might be from the definition from the other grade, the other well-studied paper.
what is the word nursing session?
Repeat.
What is the meaning of nursing session? Nursing session is the duration of the calf head is oriented towards the mother's teat until the calf leaves his mother.
Reynold.
I want to know what is the 6L and the 5R. What does it mean?
This is the site where the calf is stay at the mother. So L means left. Those 6 backriding times that the calf is stayed at left side of the mother, and 5 times at the right side of the mother.
In your method slide, you say speed is 100 knots. Is what for sheep or for whales? Thank you.
Repeat.
This 100 knot speed is for the whales or the aircraft. This speed is for the aircraft, not the whales.
So based on my years of experience, I would say this type of topic, which is animal behavior, is the most easiest topic and the kind of topic that can easily make it interesting. Therefore, I think, Kelvin, there's a lot of space for you for improvement. So first of all, the strategy of presenting a topic like this is usually, because this kind of paper is all descriptive. I can show this kind of paper. There's a lot of text, okay, with some photos. First, you need to add all of the photos in the paper. Currently, you just use some, but actually there are several more. So, yeah, please, like here we have dolphins. You mentioned dolphin in your talk. So please add all of the images in the papers. And then, second, usually because the way you present it or the way the author presented are cases. These are all cases of nursing or backriding. The way previous students would do this is to add cartoons themselves. That's a way to make it more visually interesting, and it's also make it easier to understand what you are talking about. For example, here you talk about different body parts of the whales. And I'm not a biologist, so I'm actually not very sure what you are talking about. So, like, for example, I can probably guess what you are talking about, like you talk about teat. But maybe it's not very clear to other students. But you can easily make it understandable by just showing a photo or image. So in other words, for all the cases, my suggestion is you should add images, cartoons, animations, in whichever case, and you can easily make it more interesting. And so far, it's a little bit like text reading. That's my feeling now. And therefore, in combination with the fact that you spoke rather monotonously, that means you're reading like the cow was generally perpendicular relative to mother at the so that means monotonous. And if you can read with some up and down in your tone, like the cow was generally perpendicular with some emphasis on the keywords, like the keywords here would be perpendicular, then this can also make your talk more attractive. Alright, and then another thing that was missing in your talk is you did not talk about the motivation of the research. Why should we care about this behavior? You need to add motivation in your research. Alright, and then please explain all the body parts mentioned in your text. The best way is to add image. And then put with the arrow, this means teat, this means fluke, etc., etc. Alright, and then there is another keywords which you have explained, but still is not clear, which is no lateral preferred. I still don't understand what you mean by no lateral preferred. So please, next time also explain with image. So in short, you need images, cartoons, or animations. Okay, I hope to see your improvement next time. So thank you, Charlie.